Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Elaine Proby here, CEO of PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, and tips from Elaine's desk. All right. So today we are going to be talking about nonprofit status. Okay. This is a question that I get on a regular basis. A lot of people are interested in nonprofit corporations. Some people do have them. They don't really understand the purpose, the benefits. They don't understand, what to do about having these nonprofit organizations. So today I want to talk about a few points in understanding the nonprofit status. Okay. So let's jump right into this. Hey, Rod, how you doing? Hi, sis. Anya, Denise, Lovis. Hey, Mom T. I love Mom T. Hey, Laverne, how you doing? All right. So, guys, let's jump into this, the benefit or understanding the nonprofit status. Now, a lot of people folks think that this is just a walk in the park, and I want to form a nonprofit, and they always want to know about forming a nonprofit. And I've get questions that should I form a nonprofit? And or should I turn my business, my current business, into a nonprofit? So these are questions that I get on a regular basis. So let's just understand what a nonprofit organization is. Okay, so a nonprofit organization can be incorporated or unincorporated. And so when you have a nonprofit corporation, this is when you organize with a specific nonprofit purpose. Okay, so you form a corporation and you organize it with a specific nonprofit purpose. Your mission is specifically to help the community, and there is no profit, no benefit in it for you or anyone else in the corporation. So that's the whole idea of having a nonprofit corporation. Now, the difference between the nonprofit, first point today, is nonprofit versus a for-profit. Okay, so guys, the nonprofit entity is the primary goal, right? Is to to make any money for a profit, because that's why it's called a nonprofit, is to be able to get funding to assist a certain mission for community, to assist. Sometimes you have a specific part of the community that you're going to help. Maybe it's youth, maybe it's adult, maybe it's, boys, girls, whatever the situation is. So you usually want to know what exactly your specific purpose is. And this is what we all need to know when we want to form a nonprofit corporation. You have to have a specific purpose. You have to have a mission that you're trying to accomplish in order for you to start the nonprofit corporation. Okay. And so just keep in mind that none of this is for profit. Now, when you have a for-profit corporation, of course, is exactly what it says. You're in it. All of the organizers, all of the stakeholders, all of those people are in the for-profit corporation. Get my words clear. To earn a profit, to make money, for them to create a profit, to share in the profit. This is what a for-profit is. Whereas a nonprofit, there is no profit in there for anyone to really take. There's no profit in there for anyone to share. The money is specifically to serve the purpose of the organization, whatever purpose that might be. And a lot of people have different reasons why they want to help nonprofit and start a nonprofit. A lot of people have different reasons. People have different reasons, such as they may want to start programs, right? Programs. Maybe there's programs in sports. Maybe there's programs in music, maybe there's programs in, just different type of programs. So a lot of times when you're passionate about these things and you really want to get something started, you don't have any money to get it started with, you can start a nonprofit organization in order to get funding so that you can meet these specific purpose to serve the community. So we have to make sure that this is our reasoning, right? So a lot of people don't really understand that this is the whole purpose of a nonprofit corporation, guys. So let's get that clear. We're going to talk about some of the other benefits of the nonprofit. We're going to talk about the tax exempt. However, just make sure that you know the reason for starting a nonprofit organization, completely different for a for-profit, is for you to have a specific purpose to serve the community versus having a corporation to make money, to share profits so that everyone can share in those profits. Okay. So that's the first point today, the nonprofit versus the for-profit corporation. That's the difference between both of those. And if you already have a corporation, some people want to know if they could still have a nonprofit organization. Yes, you can. You can have a for-profit and you can have a nonprofit. Okay, there's nothing keeping you from doing both. You can do both of them. You have a nonprofit and you have a for-profit. Many people have many corporations and different type of nonprofit organizations as well that they have formed for different reasons. Okay, so it's okay to have them both. They just have to have their specific purpose, and you have to make sure that you separate the two different entities, two different complete operations, and that's what you have to make sure that you do. All right, so let's move on to our second point here today, guys. We're speaking of understanding the nonprofit status. Hit like and share on this video. Big questions all the time. A lot of folks think they want a nonprofit. They don't really know why. They don't really understand the process. Benefits of a nonprofit is a second point. What are the benefits? Why should I form a nonprofit? What am I going to benefit from it? What is my organization's benefit? Well, first of all, the difference between the profit and the nonprofit and the for-profit we talked about is the different type of purposes that you have going on. So because the mission of the nonprofit is to work towards a goal, to work towards a mission to make a difference in the community, and there's no profit involved. So the organization, of course, the way they get funding, you want to know, okay, well, how do we make money? Because then again, we're not in it to make money. So the way they get funding a lot of times is from private donations, right? From public donations. You can get money from government grants. This is one of the benefits. You can get money from government grants. You can get money from private grants. You can get money from corporate sponsorship. So you can get money from different sources to supply your needs in terms of providing the services to the community. Okay, so people are willing to give you money because one, you're doing a common good. Everybody wants to see good in the community, and of course, the other benefit is the sponsors, the donors, people who give you money. As a nonprofit organization, guys, they have an opportunity to get a tax write-off. You could give them a piece of paper to say, hey, you made a donation to my nonprofit organization. It benefits them on their taxes, and it benefits you because now you have funding in order for you to go through with all of the exercise that you wanted to do for your organization. And there is money that come to you from private foundation, government grants, private grants, public donations, and all that other stuff, right? And some nonprofit organizations, again, they get millions and millions of dollars in order for them to fulfill their mission and help in the community. Okay, so that's one of the benefits of the some of the benefits of the major nonprofit organization. Anya says, just to, okay, I think I need a spectacle here, guys. This is one of those days. All right, I don't have the beautiful one today that matches my outfit, but here's the black one. Just to be clear, can a nonprofit make a profit and the profit just goes back to the company and pay for expenses? Okay, so the nonprofit, I mean, it's not called a profit because it's not as if though you provided a service or you provided a product and, you know, there's a cost and then there's an upcharge and then there's a profit. So it's not considered a profit. So basically, Anya, what you're saying is there is excess monies that may come in. Let's say you have a mission in your nonprofit organization and someone say, I'm going to give you $100,000 for you to accomplish that mission, but maybe, of course, it didn't cost you that much. So there's some cash left over in the company. So it's not considered profit because it's not a profit and loss. It's not an upcharge. It's not an upcharge for sales or for services. So it's not considered a profit, but there would be excess cash sometimes because the donation that you may get may be over and above what the cost of what it is your mission is going to be. But yes, that money, good question, stays within your organization. So it's not considered a profit, and it's definitely not any money that anyone can take from the organization because all the monies that come to the organization must be used for that mission, for that purpose. Okay, so the money has to stay, right, like you said, it has to stay within the company, and it has to continue to pay for expenses of the company. Although it's not a profit, it's just excess cash, but it has to stay within the company, and it can go to pay for any other expenses and any other function, any other mission, any other cause that the organization have. So that money just keep recycling. Okay, so, okay, that was clear. All right, thank you. All right. So yeah, so that's their point. So that's what the benefits are. Again, for a for-profit organization, of course, you're in it to make money. You can sell a product. You can sell services. You can upcharge so that, you know, when you upcharge, whatever the cost is, That's where that profit is. The profit from your for-profit organization then belongs to all the shareholders and folks that are in the corporation. That profit can then be distributed and go to all the shareholders, everyone who have shares within that profit. That's two different things. And you cannot take any money out of the nonprofit unless, of course, it's being paid to you for services rendered, guys. There's no distribution of profits. Again, like I said, there's no profits there. Okay, so, but you can also pay yourself for administrative services, whatever services you are rendering within the nonprofit. You can pay yourself a salary for those services, a reasonable salary for those services, nothing exorbitant, something reasonable for those services. You can pay yourself, you can pay your staff, you can pay everyone that's rendering services with any money that you get for the nonprofit, whether it's some grant or whether it's just donations. Okay, so that's how you get paid from there. Other than that, everything else belongs to the nonprofit organization, all the cash. All right. And then one of the things I want to say with that, because a lot of people don't understand this, again, it is not your money. And if for any reason you decide to close down the nonprofit and there's any cash that's left there, it is said that you must turn that cash over to either give it to another nonprofit organization or it goes to the state. So it's not your money. All right. Keep that in mind. All right. So when you're thinking about forming a nonprofit, know what it is that you're getting into. So that's the second point between the benefits of a nonprofit and a for-profit organization, guys. Hit like and share on this video. Very important information. Good afternoon, Joe. Good afternoon. Thanks for jumping on here. So hit like and share, guys. Everybody is a little confused about nonprofit, and a lot of people are really, they have a good heart and they want to start a nonprofit, but they need to understand the whole purpose of the nonprofit organization. Okay. So let's jump into our third point today. And the third point is the tax exempt status, right? So you have to understand the tax benefits. Now, a lot of times people form what they call a nonprofit organization. Like I said, it could be an organization, it could be incorporated or unincorporated. So a person will go ahead and incorporate a nonprofit organization, right? So they're thinking that they are tax exempt because they have a nonprofit. Well, you only formed a nonprofit organization, but you're not tax exempt until you apply to be tax exempt, right? So you have to do another step. There's two other steps you have to do. You have to apply to the federal government for a tax exempt status, right? It's a Form 1023. It's an application booklet. You have to make an application to the government and say, look, I have a nonprofit organization that I've started. Now I want to be tax exempt because, of course, that's what the whole purpose is for. And you have to do this application. You have to tell them what your mission is. You have to give them the whole purpose of this organization. You have to name all the people involved. You have to let them know whether you're going to pay them a salary or what, you know, if you're not going to pay a salary. You have to provide all this information, projected, what people never really notice, how much income you're going to be making, or donation, I should say, you're going to get, how much money coming in. But you will have to do some projection for them over a 3 or 5 year period so they could have an idea of how big you expect this thing to grow. And then the government will make a decision to grant you a tax exempt status. Right? And what that means is you don't pay federal taxes on any monies that comes into the organization, right? You don't pay any federal taxes. And then if you go ahead and you also have to do a tax exempt status with your state. And then that makes you now not have to pay any taxes to the state on any monies that comes into the organization. Okay. So that's the tax exempt status. All right. Everybody got that? Everybody got that? All right. So there's some taxes now that you do have to pay. Some taxes you do have to pay, not income taxes, because now we're exempt from that. But if you have a payroll, like I said, you could pay people for their services. If you have a payroll, guys, you must pay payroll taxes. That's totally different. It's not income taxes. That's where you withhold money from someone's payroll check, and you have to send those taxes to the government because that is payroll taxes. These people have to file and get that money back. That's Medicare taxes that they can benefit from later, Social Security taxes that they get from later. So those are the taxes that you have to pay to the government, and some employer taxes for unemployment if the people that work for you are unemployed. That's different. Those taxes are different. If there's any type of sales of merchandise that happens in the organization, you also have to pay sales taxes on those merchandise. Those sales taxes, of course, is money that you collect from the people who purchase the merchandise. You know, you would pay $10 plus tax, $50 plus tax. Those taxes that you collect, and I said this once before, is not money that's for the organization. They're taxes that goes to the government, it goes to the state, right? So those are taxes that you pay as an organization. You can't like just ignore anything that say taxes, payroll taxes, state taxes, your personal property taxes. These are some of the taxes that you pay. But again, keep in mind, if you're tax exempt, so you're not paying any income taxes to the federal government. You're not paying income taxes to your state because you are tax exempt. So very, very, very important, guys. The tax exempt status. And I think one of the most important thing here is making sure that those steps are being met. So many people miss those steps. And I've had clients who have been organized, form a corporation as a tax exempt, as a nonprofit, and never made those steps. And all over the years, they feel like they are a nonprofit organization and they're tax exempt. It's two different things. They're a nonprofit, but they're not tax exempt. And so they don't understand when they get a bill from the state saying you owe taxes. Now you got to go and send in this application to the state to become tax exempt. Okay. So you can't even get donations because no donors is going to give you money if you're not a tax exempt organization, so that they can, of course, get the benefit of the monies that they donate to you. So we have to make those steps. So that's the third point I wanted to make today, guys. So let me recap this. Hit like and share again on this video. Understanding nonprofit status, okay? And I love this because a lot of folks has a good heart. They really want to do something for the community and they really are interested in forming nonprofit, but they need to understand the difference between the nonprofit and the for-profit. Okay, so first point, nonprofit versus for-profit. The nonprofit, there's no profit in there. You are just generating monies through donations and all that other stuff to fulfill a common cause, a mission to help the community. For-profit, you're selling a services or a product, merchandise, so that you can make money for profit, because this is so important. You gotta make money for profit. Shareholders get to share those profits. They get to get dividend distributions on those profit. Nonprofit, no profits in there for you guys. It is solely donation for a cause. Second point, benefits of the nonprofit. Of course, the benefit is you can get money from grants. You can get money donated to you. You can get money from private organization, all these different places in order for you to fulfill your mission of that nonprofit organization. That is perfect. Whereas a for-profit, now they again have to make sure that they sell their goods and services to get money. No one is just going to give you some money and say, here is a grant, or here is, you do get government grant as a for-profit, right? Let me take that one back. You do get some government grants for small business, for profitable business. Sometimes there's grants that's available for those purposes. Again, the grants are usually given to you for you to be able to run your operation, pay payroll and things like that as well. But you don't get donations from private foundation or from public foundation into a for-profit business, okay? So that's the difference between a nonprofit and the for-profit, and then you're able to give a piece of paper or a note or a letter to people who make donations to your organization. Say, here, guys, because I'm a nonprofit organization and I'm tax exempt, you can also have a deduction for your donation to my nonprofit organization, right? And a lot of donors love this and they give you more, okay? That's the second point, benefits of the nonprofit. And then the tax exempt status. Third point today, guys, you must remember to apply for the tax exempt status. It's not just forming a nonprofit corporation, but you have to apply to the federal government. You have to fill out a Form 1023, a whole application, a booklet that gives them all information, all your mission. Let them know that, hey, I'm running this organization. I don't want to pay taxes on any of the money that comes in it, so I need a tax exempt status. And then you also have to get a tax exempt status from your state, so you pay no income taxes, okay? No income taxes. Payroll taxes you pay, sales taxes you pay, no income taxes for the nonprofit. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? Very interesting info. All right, guys. So I think that covers the three, and hopefully that is clearing up and you guys have some clarity in the difference between the nonprofit and the for-profit. I really enjoy this part because I can see how it's very confusing. A lot of people ask this question. And again, last point is, yes, you can have a nonprofit organization, and yes, you can have a for-profit, as many of them as you want. There's a different set of rules, but you have to keep it separate. And the main thing is, do not commingle any of those funds that has to do with nonprofit. Again, just so you know, the nonprofit public information, you are asked to post your profit and loss statement as public information so they can see what goes on with your nonprofit, and everything has to be real clear and real clean, especially if people are giving you money. They have to know the money is going for the cause that you asked for it for, okay? And you got to show them this. So most important. So I think that's it for my nonprofit. If you guys have information on this matter, make sure that you go to PROBY'S and you can fill out, go to the calendar, book yourself a 15-minute free consultation if you need any more clarity to determine whether you should do this or not. Go to PROBY'S and or call 323-290-9034. And I think now Elaine'sDesk.com is on there too. I believe the calendar is Elaine'sDesk.com as well. You guys, Elaine'sDesk.com do have the calendar. But if not, go to PROBY'S or call the number 323-290-9034. Book a 15-minute free consultation with me. I'll be able to go over any of your financial needs or your tax, accounting, and any of the other good stuff, right? And there we go. We go to Elaine'sDesk.com. This is what I like. I have her going all over the place. We go to Elaine'sDesk.com for the business panel, July the 22nd. Another business panel, guys. For those of you who missed it, we had an amazing time, July 22nd. Yes, we had an amazing time. A lot of people learned a lot of stuff. We're going to have more information for you, all people who have started your business, who haven't started your business yet. This is the Power of Business Brunch. Oh, look at that. All right. That looks good. So yeah, all of you guys who haven't started your business yet, we will help you get that business started. Go to Elaine'sDesk.com. There's great information there to help you get that business started. There's a webinar on there, free webinar. There's a lot of great stuff. And or if you have already started your business and you need to take it to the next level and you don't know exactly what you need to do for that, you guys, there's information there. Come to that Power Brunch. You learn all about making sure that your business, how you brand your business, market it, put it out there, let people know that you do exist. We're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about how to get funding for your business as well. It's going to be some great information, how to stay in compliance and how to grow and stay in business, okay? I've been in business for almost 40 years. I know I can share some information with you guys. It's going to be very important for you to get your business started and operate and stay in business, okay? So I think that brings me to the end of this session today. So you guys stay tuned for Thursday afternoon. Keep your notification on. We're going to talk about the power of positive thinking. I just love this stuff. Power of positive thinking. This is what gets us through the day, gets us through the week, gets us through the year, keep us going, right? Keep you getting up and keep you going, keep the energy going is the power of positive thinking. So we're going to have a session on that, okay? So once again, guys, hit like and share on this video, and I will see you guys back here Thursday afternoon, all right? So with that said, I want you guys to have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday afternoon, and see you guys back here on Thursday. And with that said, y'all can take care of each other and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.